In today's society, we are all pressured before we go into college what we want to do when we get older. Well, we're not exactly given the opportunity to discover that and explore that in high school because of some of the classes we have to take. We take maths up to calculus and algebra 3, and we take all sorts of sciences. And logically, we're not necessarily going to need this when we get older, depending on the jobs that we may take. So in this speech, I'm going to be talking to y'all about how we can start taking classes in high school to help better prepare us for our individual futures. 1. Depending on the job that we have when we're older, like I said, we won't necessarily need a math class. I want to go into business and communication, so therefore I'm not going to need to know how to do calculus or chemistry too. It would better prepare me maybe to know a second language or to take this public speaking class. If we were able to take different classes, we would discover what we want to do ahead of time. We would kind of know if Brax wanted to be an auctioneer, he might take a class in high school or take an internship and realize whether he likes it or dislikes it. That way he doesn't get into college and, well, ends up hating his major and wants to change it. College students would be able to have a better idea of what they want to major in, so they wouldn't be changing them constantly. They would get to already have knowledge on what they want to do, and they already have been able to practice what they wanted to do as well. We won't need all these high school classes. The second least common job in America are jobs that have to do with math and science. The second least. You do not, in the most common jobs, I think you did 1 through 20, until you get to number 14, there's not one job you need science, math, or English to major in. No, the first job you need one is job number 14, and that is an elementary school teacher. The reasons why college students drop out. I've found the top 10, and at least 4 of them had to do with this situation. One was that there's too much expense for the classes. College classes aren't cheap. And so when a college student is already paying for their freshman year and taking all the basic classes, their sophomore, junior, and senior year, for a whole year they could have been taking classes to find what they want to major in. And then when they find it, they say, I've known many people who almost graduate with that major and realize, I hate that. And then they change. But maybe if they were given the opportunity before to know what they were going to be doing in that major, they could have been working on the one they wanted to all the time, and, well, they wouldn't know how to drop out because of expenses. A lot of college students feel academically unprepared. They get into college and they realize, I'm not prepared for this, and they could have learned that in high school and taken classes and realized, I don't need college with what I want to do when I get older, so I really don't feel the need to be here. Another one is the choice of wrong major. I kind of already mentioned that, about how they choose a major and then they don't want to pursue it after they almost have it, and they keep changing it and changing it. The last one is a sense of not belonging. I think a lot of college students don't know what they want to do when they get to college, and so they don't feel like they're at the right school, or they're in the right, not the right part of school, like with business school or education school or something like that. And they don't feel like that's where they're supposed to be, and all of that could have been prevented. For a better college experience, they would know if college is for them. Like I said, that's how you could prevent that one. It wouldn't be a waste of money trying to figure out the major. We would know what they wanted to do without going to college, so they wouldn't feel out of place. And it would help with the decision of where they wanted to go to college. If they knew before they were going to apply to schools what they wanted to do, they could have picked a school that directly worked on the major, like UGA. Their best school is business school, so instead of going to a school in Florida that's main focus was on biology, then they could be going to the school that focuses more on their major. Let's take a step forward. I think that junior and senior year is a good place to start on letting students pick what they want to do when they get older, because they are reaching the age where they're starting to mature. And I think that this is the 2 years that they could be using to discover themselves and what they want to do. I think we should add classes. I know this would be easier at a public school with more teachers, but I think that would be a good step to add classes for us to choose from. We should have options for getting half days to do internships. A lot of the time we can sit in a classroom and think, yeah, that's what I want to do, until we actually get out there. And so we could take a half day and go intern a doctor or go work at a dress boutique if you want to go into fashion. I think that we should have more career days at school, where there's days in the gym where different people from different careers come in, and we do we walk around, decide what looks cool, and then we have to do a report on the one that we picked. That way we just explore a complete career, and now that we know, hey, I ended up loving that, and I didn't think I would, or I thought I'd love that, and then you don't. Here are some classes I think that would be beneficial to add. I think a business class, a public speaking class, which we do already have. I think a fashion and design class would be really cool, because I know a lot of girls are interested in that. A culinary class. I know there's a couple of people in my class that want to find out more about that, but they're nervous too and they don't know how to get involved in that. More language classes. They to be able to discover more languages other than just Spanish and French. A workshop class for building for boys or girls that want to work more with their hands and get involved in construction, but that way they get the opportunity to learn that. Instead of just regular science classes like chemistry and biology, maybe a medical science class to help students work on learning medical stuff. I don't want to go to medical school. The nutrition class, I know that's a big major that was really popular right now. A psychology class, and not just an early childhood education class, but being able to work with high school and middle school and elementary school teachers as well. So all in all, my opinion for all of this is that we need to be given the opportunity to discover what we want to do in the future. High school is so short, and we're focusing so much time and so much energy on subjects that we're not going to need and that are stressing us out, because we need those classes to get into college to work on majors that won't have anything to do with some of the classes that we are taking. And I think high school would be a great place to step forward and let us have practice and understanding of what there is in the future.